So, one of my biggest pet peeves with the gaming community is that people try to completely ignore a very blaring reason as to why something sucks. Usually, those same people are the ones that follow whatever the big content creator for that game is they're talking about. A la Darver with Dead by Daylight or Trickster Shadow with VHS. And speaking of VHS, that community, if you can even call it a community at this point, is number one on my list for this kind of topic. VHS is another 4v1 asymmetrical horror game. It honestly looked like it had a lot of potential. It looked like it could derail Dead by Daylight, or at least rival it. It was supposed to do what Home Sweet Home Survive couldn't do, which is make a good fucking game. But just like every other game that thinks they can step on DBD's turf and take it over, it went tumbling down, like most games do. Now why is that? Well, the hardcore community that stands by this game, if you can even call it a community, they will say that people were trying to play the game like it was Dead by Daylight, and when it didn't work out like that, they would turn it down, go to Steam, write a review that says this game fucking sucks, and then they would delete it from their library. Now, while that is absolutely true, we are leaving out the glaring, very obvious reason this game shit the bed. The closed beta. Dude, I to this day do not understand why creators of video games, especially multiplayer video games, make a closed beta. It blows my mind. Like, not only did the closed beta for this game last months, but you could apply for a key. You could apply like 20 times and you would never get into the beta. It would just like not let you in. Or not let you in, but you just wouldn't get a key, rather. And now, for the idiots in the back who don't understand what happens when 90% of the people who want to play a game can't get into the closed beta, and then 10% of the people who are in the closed beta get to play it for months and hundreds of hours, it creates a very, very, very glaring skill gap once the game is released. Like, a big problem with this game was not only the queue times that would take 20 fucking minutes, but people would get into lobbies against a killer. We'll just put teens first, because that's what most people are playing. Teens would get into a lobby with a killer who has like 400 hours of playtime from the closed beta, and you're level 1 with no experience in this game, and you have to go against them, and then they would shit on you. And you can vice versa that. A new killer, get in the lobby full of teens who are swiffing and just roll through all the stigmas and all that. And then, a month goes by with the game being released, and now, if you still had the game installed, you were breaching level 10, going against the level 95 Doll Master who would curb stomp your team with ease. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not fun. That's not fun. And I know what people are going to say. They shouldn't make the game easier for newer players. A lot of the people who said that on Steam reviews were people who had hundreds of hours or close to, and they had a lot of experience at this point, and they stomached all the 90 games they played that went down the fucking drain hole. But let me just tell you something. Do you want to know why Dead by Daylight is still thriving? You want to know why people still play that game? Why it still has concurrent tens of thousands of players still playing it to this day? It's because the skill floor is so low. It's so low. Any person, I'm telling you, any person with no prior experience in asymmetrical horror games could get on this game and play it for 2 months straight and get pretty decent. You could look up some tutorials, blah, 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 but you'll have a better time learning how to play Dead by Daylight than you would ever try learning VHS. If you're new to both, I'm telling you right now, the person would stick to playing Dead by Daylight over VHS any day. Wanna know why? is because Dead by Daylight, you could solo as Survivor. You could solo win the game for your team. You honestly could. Now, does it happen often? No. But can you? Yes. VHS requires you to have fantastic teamwork. Now, if you're new to a game, right, and you're in a lobby with one person who's been playing at closed beta and they have a couple more hours than you, maybe like 60 more hours than you, and they know call outs and they know all this bullshit, they can't solo carry a team. They can't. They will get shit on. They need someone to take hits. They need someone to have a weapon ready or a stun, blah blah blah. That it's too much to learn at first hand, especially when we all could have learned it with an open beta. Now, my suggestion was the same suggestion that I had when I found out that it was a closed beta, was to completely fucking stop that and make an open beta, because then this whole argument, like, the game would not have died as fast as it did, because I feel like over time this game would have died just because of the, you know, the power that the teams had. If they all worked together really well, it made Killer just not playable. But if an open beta was out and like everyone got to play it, then you wouldn't have to worry about majority of the people saying, oh, this game's too hard because it's not like DBD, because it would have gave everyone time to learn, right? And it's a beta, so everybody knows all the levels and experience, all the shit they would have had deletes and get start over. But now everyone at least had an even starting ground. We started the grounds up with everyone up here on release date, and then the rest of us down here, and everyone up here wanted us to meet them up here in the first week. That's not how that works. It's literally not possible for people who haven't played a game that requires that much teamwork to meet you at the top and as quickly as you wanted it, because people deleted the game in the first day. I know that. I had the game for a week. I deleted that shit right away. It was just not worth sitting in a queue time for 20 minutes, waiting to get into a lobby to go and get somebody who has like 200 hours played and the game been out a week. So yeah, that's why people uninstalled. That's the conclusion. GG.